Just, oh my God, dude. The closer we get to playoffs, as we mentioned, we are the first team to qualify. I want to lock up this Shield soon, of course. But the closer we get to playoffs, I'm like, oh my God, we have to take it this year. Like, we have to keep healthy, make things work. What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Currently on No Other Pod, part of KC Sports Network, for another surprise, just kidding, never surprised, victory pod. I'm Daniel Kooser here with Chris Wright. Chris, what's going on, buddy?
Buddy, it was a playoff clinching victory pod as well. And I mean, Kansas City soccer, right? Quite an exciting weekend.
Pretty decent weekend. Yeah. I mean, normally I do both the men and the women's podcasts on this channel. And normally I'm only happy about doing one of them. So it was pretty cool this week to actually be excited to be on both. First time in a long time.
Well, you left a little bit early, right? So you could make the sporting game. And there's a bunch of goals then too. So I feel like you kind of got a little bit of the best of both.
Bro, did great. I only missed one goal, and that was Sporting's goal and Colorado's goals. And then I saw the rest of Sporting's goals. It was great. We got there right about halftime. We left KC Current about 70, 75, somewhere in there. Timed it out pretty well. I don't know. Had a great time, man. We didn't even go to our seats at Sporting, by the way. We just went and stood over the cauldron, just stood up there on that balcony and just said, you know what? Why not? Just try something different. And it worked out.
Well, when you drive from Topeka, it's nice to stand.
Sure. I was staying on the sporting aspect, though. I was a little jealous. I was like, man, they scored those goals right in front of our seats, though. Would have been cool to be down on that side for all three of those goals.
Yeah. Even when I watch a game now, like when I see they score on that side, I kind of think of you guys and a little bit of the view I had. But
yeah, you think about that. You're like, oh, if I was there, that would be an exciting time right now.
And I kind of replay it in my head a little bit to, feel like I'm there. I'm just going to use my imagination.
Imagination's great, man. Stay youthful. I dig it. It's vibrant. Dude, it was a cool, great weekend, man. Couldn't ask for better weather. A little rain here and there, little rainstorms every now and then, but overall, really great, mild weekend. I'm excited for fall.
It could have been 85 degrees and we would have been grateful compared to the week prior or the game prior. So
yeah, just a couple weeks ago, we wanted to die in that heat. So
almost had 11,500 cases of heat stroke a couple weeks ago, but it was beautiful outside.
So much fun. What's out of curiosity, what's your favorite season out of the 4 seasons?
Oh, I mean, it's got to be either spring or fall, but my favorite probably fall because you get the cool air. Football, you get the cool air, the cool breeze. You open your windows, or I'm sorry, you open your windows because it's hot out there, cooler outside. But it just reminds me of football.
I dig that. I don't mind the winter, if I'm being honest. I mean, I was born in winter, so I know I can always put on more clothes. However, when I lived in Chicago for a bit, it was almost too cold for whatever amount of clothes you had to put on. That negative 30 or 40 wind chill where they were like, don't have your animals outside longer than 10 minutes. And I'm like, we're on the clock, Splinter. You better take a fucking shit. We got to go.
Now that we got a dog, like, I'm not looking forward to like having her navigate her going outside, going to the bathroom in the snow. Like, I don't know how she's going to do, but
that is the only thing. We do put on little booties on them, and we got little parkas for the winter time. So it is more of a chore to get the dogs out and about, but fall's a good one, man. Cause you got the breeziness, it's getting cooler.
Like crisp air kind of comes in a little bit.
And soccer season's going to wrap up. Football season's getting started. Late fall, you got basketball getting rolling as well. So I get that. But there's a conversation for spring, man. Soccer season starts up. Baseball season starting up. Pretty exciting things all around.
you can go outside. Just kind of better weather.
Yeah, no, for sure. I don't know. At my rehearsal last night, people were talking about seasons, and I was like, okay, what a fun icebreaker, I guess. Let's all talk about our favorite seasons.
We brought it over here, and it worked out.
Why not? Dude, at Casey Current, I also had some of those Brussels sprouts nachos. I mean, they got them like shredded and steamed. You wouldn't even know it's Brussels sprouts. It almost looks like shredded green chicken.
Every time I see it, I salivate, and I eat before I go because I'm like, I don't want to spend money. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be hungry like there and back and at the stadium. So I always eat before I go. But every time I see it, man, I'm just this close to pulling the trigger on them.
I feel you. I always eat before I go as well, and then eat some more because I'm a monster.
I just stare at people's food. I'm salivating. Just I don't know. It's ridiculous.
You got good self-control is what it is. Being a foodie in that stadium is not easy because there's a lot of good stuff to try. Lady asked us out of nowhere, she just goes, do you guys like your nachos? And we were like currently eating them. And we were like, yeah, very much so. And she went and came back with not those nachos. she came back with like regular nachos. And I'm like, I hope she doesn't think that's what we were eating because that's Bush League. Like we had this unstoppable bowl of nachos. You know what I mean?
You gave her a hell of a recommendation, and she went the most bland possible way.
We zigged and she zagged. I couldn't believe it.
You should have corrected her.
Like, I wanted to say, ma'am, that's not what we had. That's something you could get anywhere. Okay, we had something a little ridiculous.
And real quick, where do you get those nachos?
Oh, isn't that at Ruby Jeans or something? What's it called?
Yeah, I think that's
Ruby Jeans. Yeah, that's where they have the juice and the sweet potato brownie and the acai bowl. They got like Costco buckets of acai. I was like, where do you get that at? Would love to have that at my home. Little Costco size acai. So what a time. Man, and we're just moving, dude. We're just continuing to go up the table. We are now 14 points clear of second place, sitting up top. So some news that just broke, like literally before we got on this podcast, was that Claire Hutton's charity, Mind. Oh my God, what's
Mind
the
Drive.
Charity? Mind Drive. I about said Mind Freak, like I was fucking Chris Angel or something. Mind Drive. They won the Fan Impact Award, which I think is $10,000 donation, and that's all because fans voted in like the month of August. Is that right? And July?
July and August, I believe.
It's pretty dope. And I think a fan will win like a free jersey or some kind of prize pack as well. I was reading in the terms and conditions. No one reads those terms and conditions. I read them. Well, I skim them. Let's be honest. I'm not reading the whole thing. I give it the old skim. I'm like, what are we winning here? What's the prize?
Yeah. What kind of privacy do I got to give up? And am I winning anything? Those are the two things I need to know when I sign up.
You will give up all your privacy for anything you ever enter. They will sell your email to all the stuff, and you will just have to report spam like you do all the time anyways, because that's the life.
I know. But it was really cool, though, because she was actually down like for the majority of it, because the NWSL would post kind of like the current standings, at least the rankings. They didn't give the votes, but the rankings, and she was down going into the game.
Like Bayeth's player was up, right?
Yeah, Kunamanji. Yeah, I don't know what her like charity is, but Claire was down, and I'm thinking, Bay, high population, metro area. There's no way we can come back, right?
I didn't think
too many people. But man, pound for pound, the Kansas City fans I think they're better than everybody else.
It's pretty cool. And seeing the video they released when Claire found out about it and all the players swarmed her and they jumped around and stuff. This team is like a little family, and it's really cool seeing their like bonding and literal friendship come through on and off the field. It's an interesting dynamic, and I can't get enough of it, which just means it'll make it that much more sad at the end of the year when like there's some player turnover or something, like, because that's just inevitable with sports. It just sucks because the closer I see this team get, the sadder it's going to be when there is a change. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that video was so cool though, man. Like the way Vladko delivered it, and everybody just, got really excited for Claire and had her give a speech, even though it was short. Just like I said, the closeness of this team. I mean, for goodness sakes, you had the pitch side, brick and mortar opening this weekend as well on Sunday.
Yeah,
that didn't go, but that just feeds right into your comment about how close these players are. Desi came down from Canada to come to the store opening. And then on the social medias, man, you had like Dabinia, Michelle Cooper, a ton of players were out there as well, supporting their fellow teammates. So, it's just so cool to see the team come together, off the field.
Oh, yeah. And Desi did the KC Baby chant on Saturday, which was very cool. Just, oh my God, dude. The closer we get to playoffs, as we mentioned, we are the first team to qualify. I want to lock up this Shield soon, of course. But the closer we get to playoffs, I'm like, oh my God, we have to take it this year. Like, we have to keep healthy, make things work. And you and I discussed the thing over the weekend, like, okay, we could legitimately lock up the Shield and be in a good position to rest our good players. They're all good players, excuse me. So rest our starters, so to speak. But why do you want to do that? You still want to get people minutes and, form and all that, endurance training. And what about Chewinga, who's going for the golden boot? You hate to tell her, like, hey, take a seat. We don't need you anymore right now. Be healthy. There's questions all over the place with that tactic.
Yeah, and I mean, there's 8 games left. We're ahead by, oh my gosh, what was it, 14 points?
Yeah.
I mean, mathematically, it's hard to see how we don't win the Shield. I'm not going to celebrate until it's mathematically,
Yeah, we'd have to have a huge collapse, but yeah.
Yeah, but, we play Bay coming up, and after that, Washington. And if we win those 2 games, Washington is the second highest team in the standings. So
it's true.
It kind of locks it up at that point. But going to what you're saying, man, the more I see this team gel on and off the field, the harder it's going to be to, accept that the season's over, especially if, we don't make the run like we're planning on making it. I mean, the fact that we're going to lock up the Shield early, be able to rest some of our players, host every playoff game up until the championship. I mean, if we don't win the championship, how do you look at this season, right? I don't know.
I don't know either, man. Teal Cup winners. It'd be nice to do the double, though. Do the Shield and win the whole thing, just like Orlando last year. So we'll have to see what happens. But like we said, we got a victory to talk about. Let's take a quick break. But before we do, calling all Chiefs fans, you could be on the field at the 50 inside GEHA field for the official coin toss at a Chiefs home game this season. That's amazing. You can be part of the coin toss. Visit Chiefs.com/GEHA now. Enter to win a chance to be on the field for a once-in-a-lifetime view of the pregame coin toss. Plus, you can score other exclusive prizes. Enter for a chance to win at Chiefs.com/GEHA. GEHA is the proud partner of the Kansas City Chiefs.
What's good, everyone? It is KCSN betting analyst Benny Heiss. Something hit me as I was driving to the Missouri side, ironically, for something not available on the Kansas side. I cross over. I just can't get over how long sports fans in the state of Missouri have been waiting. It feels like forever. Good news is you don't have to wait much longer because DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app, is finally coming to the Show Me State. And if you're thinking, yeah, but I got to wait on the sidelines until December 1st, it's not true. You can sign up right now. And when we go live, new Missouri customers get $300 in bonus bets just for placing a $5 bet. $5. That's not even as much as a pumpkin spice latte that's going to take over. So it's not some ragtag sports, but this is DraftKings. You got live in-game betting. So if your team starts hot, you can jump in mid-play. There's lightning fast payouts. None of that wait 3 days for your money nonsense. And you've got more ways to get in on the action. There's no better way to start. It's all from your phone. When we go live, you'll be betting with a sportsbook trusted by millions, safe, secure, fast withdrawals, everything you want. Well, except maybe a guarantee that your team will cover the spread, but that part's still on you. So here's the move. You download the DraftKings Sportsbook app, use code KCSN, and when we go live December 1st, that $5 bet turns into $300 in bonus bets. That is code KCSN in partnership with DraftKings Sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus and physically present in Missouri. Eligibility restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 7 days after they are issued. Excludes customers who redeem pre-launch sign-up offer. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos.
Success in real estate takes more than vision. It takes the right financial partner. When someone takes something rundown and turns it into something great, that's called a comeback story, like Brain Group. They take distressed properties here in KC, completely rework them, and then turn them into valuable real estate. But that kind of work needs the right bank behind it. Enter Emprise Bank. They're not about cookie-cutter loans. They saw Brain Group's vision, backed them, and now they're making big moves in Kansas City real estate. Talk about your partner in possible. Emprise doesn't do one-size-fits-all financing. They invest in potential and back growth. Visit emprisebank.com/KC to learn more. Emprise Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Bro, just have me read all the ads. And you end it with just a smile, big old smile. And I got a little lisp sometimes, so it's kind of cute, kind of brings character. I'm telling you, I'll do it for all the shows.
I want no part of it. You do such a masterful job. I can't live up to that, and I don't want to.
Dude. I love the commas. You got to take semicolon, respect the semicolon, give it the pause it deserves.
See, you're a theater actor. This is what you do. This is what you do. This is what you're born to do.
It's fun, man.
And Nick is great as well, by the way.
He does. Yeah, he does well.
A good job.
He's got the radio voice. I don't have a radio voice, but Nick's like, I'm on the radio. Like it's pretty good. Pretty good radio voice. Dude, this game on Saturday, North Carolina, we were like, I don't know, man. They're pretty shifty. North Carolina plays us pretty close all the time. I think there was a Mother's Day game last year that was pretty close.
Beat us earlier this year. They came back.
Yeah, they came back and beat us earlier this year, which is like they know it can be done. They're like, this team is not invincible. They have lost. But we had a quick little change right off the beginning, man. You had Bia on the bench, and so you're like, well, that's weird. So Debinya's up there spearheading the attack, flanked by Chewinga and Cooper, with Ali Sintnor spearing the midfield there with Hutton and Labonta. Kind of cool. Sharples and Mace, central defense, and Wheeler and Izzy on the sides. Notable was that Elizabeth Ball was available for this game. She had been out for a minute. And I told you I left. Did she get in this game at all? Yeah, she did. Came in for Ali Sintnor in the 86th, probably to help help the back line a little bit, secure this victory, right? And Bia came in for Debinya later on too.
Yep. No, I like the lineup. I like how they're kind of switching things up. It kind of goes back to Vlatko having the flexibility. We don't need Bia to start. We don't need her to go 90 or 80 minutes. Previously, Sentnor and Debinya was kind of a like for like sub, kind of both at attacking midfield. They can both do anything, and that's what's beautiful about it. But I like Vlatko's openness to just kind of change things around, just see what clicks, what works. Because as we go into the rest of this season, we have that luxury. We don't need to, keep the same lineup to get points. We can just twerk, move things around, right? Just kind of shift things around and see what best fits are available for the playoffs.
100%, man. And to have the depth to bring on Ali Long for Chewinga in the 77th, along with Rocky Rodriguez for Claire Hutton. We were able to really spread the wealth a little bit and get some tired legs a break. You're never going to see Kayla Sharples coming out. I just knew. I was like, Sharples is going to play every game, all the time, rain or shine. If she's healthy enough to get up and walk and run around, she's playing the whole game, dude. She is the constant in this team, and I'm here for it.
I mean, let's take a look at, I'm going to pull this up here, but, Haley Mace, by the way, she played center back against, obviously, North Carolina. She played against Portland, who has a really good attack, the highest XG in the league, and then against Orlando, right? She locked down that center back position against two really good teams and North Carolina. So I don't know if she's getting the credit she deserves for what she's come in and done. But
people aren't talking about it enough. It's like she's not a center back. Not really, right? I mean, hasn't she played like on all three lines though before? Has she played a little winger in her day as well?
Yeah, for North Carolina, and came over, and that's what she was. It was a little bit of like the Graham Zusi type of deal.
It's kind of the Graham Zusi, but Graham Zusi never played center back. I'll tell you that. That's pretty wild to think about, dude.
It just goes to show, the flexibility she has, and why I would love to have her resign. I mean, you could put her anywhere.
Yes, she's just like, I'm going to be available. No, I don't want to play goalkeeper, but I am available to play on any of the three lines. I'm fit enough, healthy enough. Put me where you need me, coach. And that's how you get on the field, is just expand your skill set like that.
Yeah, and that's also how you get paid, right? Like any team who is looking at, and that's how she can command more money from the current as well. She's more valuable right now. But and she's even given up height as well, and she's still locking that thing down. So just fantastic job by her.
Oh yeah.
Her and Sharples and Wheeler, like it's a different kind of chemistry fit as well. And they've both, or all have done a really good job.
They've had to really work hard to gel fast, and that it was almost seamless. As we're hyping up Mace and the defense as a whole, this was kind of a Lorena hype game as well, because she was jumping and diving and ducking and dodging and sliding all over this field, bro. And it started like in the first 10 minutes where she had to like really extend to tip one over the bar. But she was spending a good amount of time on the ground, not because she was lazy, because she was busting her ass to get to a ball or something, It was pretty cool to see.
And a lot of time in the air. Like she was hitting every corner of that goal.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't give them anything kind of inside. Like everything was kind of outside the box, and
everything was outside. And that I'm thankful for that. If you make them shoot outside the box, that gives Lorena the time. You know what I mean? It gives her the time to get in position and get that save. But for us to really, if you think about it in basketball terms, you take the lane away, right? Make them shoot the three. And that's precisely what we're doing in these games, man, is making them shoot the three. There was a time in the 17th minute where a North Carolina player was coming and just could sense the defense cracking down on them, and they just had to shoot from way the hell out. It's like, I have no options here. I'm just going to have to shoot.
It was funny because we both laughed at it when we were right there, because, we weren't on her yet. We were getting there. We're creeping up pretty quickly. It was like a quarterback who felt like that clock, was going to zero, and they just had to get rid of the ball almost. And just took a shot, was not effective. Just goes to show you how afraid they are of our defense.
Yeah, but she's about to get sacked, and it is what it is. It was, we were putting pressure on them too, man. They couldn't really get it out of the backfield at times. We were turning the ball over in that final third of theirs, and that's scary. If you're North Carolina, it's like, Jesus, we can't even get out of here.
It felt like basically the first half of the game, or a majority of it, was in their half.
Yeah. We were just prairie dogging them, dude. Just like a wolf pack, just hunting. Wherever that ball was, we had 2 or 3 people on it. I think defensively, if you wanted to, you can always get better. If you wanted to gripe about something, even though it was a stellar defensive performance of a game, if you had to gripe on something, you gripe on the fact that we gave them too much space to take those shots. Does that make sense?
There has been times last year and the year before where we would give them that space and they would make us pay.
Yeah.
You could think of like Savannah DeMello last year. We let her kind of dribble, cut through in like the 98th minute or whatever it was. And then, get a road point because of it. Like you said, I'd like to see them close that distance down a little bit. But that also goes to show you the trust they have in Lorena, right? Like they know that it's going to be very difficult to beat her outside the box, even if they don't step up. Not saying they should allow her to have that space, but when you have a keeper back there like her, their margin of error is really slim.
Oh, 100%. I want to point out, man, Allie Sentnor, I think she can clearly score goals, because whenever she was able to, dude, she was shooting at the net. And, she made the goalkeeper have to slide to get one. She takes these very calm touches, and I'm like, yo, I know she's young, but I'm here to watch her progress over the years. I want to see more.
She flashes. Every time she has the ball, she does something that you're just kind of like, you just kind of look at her like, how can you do that? That should not be physically possible.
Yeah. I have those same ideas with Izzy Rodriguez. How do you provide all this service? How do you provide these excellent pinpoint crosses and corner kicks? She's just got a good soccer acumen about her. And she had herself a little cross goal, if you will, or a gross. She I don't think this was a shot on goal. I think this was just putting it in a dangerous area. And I think that's exactly what the North Carolina defense thought in about the 30th minute when the whole defense and the goalkeeper just kind of watched the ball go into the net. And Izzy's like, I guess I'll celebrate. Like, that's a goal for me. Okay. Very exciting. And we celebrated too. That was pretty cool.
I mean, you really can't say enough about Izzy, right? Like, everything she contributes to the team. I want to know how many miles she covers every game, because I don't think I've seen a player, work as hard as she does.
They should make those numbers available. Like, why not?
I wish they did. I really
you can like track someone in like, hey, my buddy Chris is running a marathon. I'm going to track his bib number on this app. What if you could just track your players like active GPS movement on the field? I mean, they're doing it there at the level of the game anyways.
I mean, if Izzy wants to log into Strava, and just, post that real time, that'd be pretty cool.
For sure.
But she has 5 assists on the year. She's tied for the league with 5 assists, by the way. So, man, it just goes to show you how valuable her service is. And, you really don't know how good they are until you don't have anybody on your team who can do that. Like back in the day with Busio, right? Like, he was great at it, and then he was gone. And then for a couple years, you just didn't have anybody who filled that role. So every time she, sends in a good cross or a good service, it just makes me appreciate that so much more.
Yeah. I'm amazed that this ball goes in, that the goalkeeper just doesn't get to it. It's very weird. I think she thought her defender was going to get to it. I don't know. But I don't be surprised if we see Izzy in the motherfucking lineup at the end of October for the national team.
Good.
Huh?
Be very well
game, dude. On the 29th, I believe. That's a hell of a time.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I would imagine you might get some hometown call-ups. You might see Lowe, Izzy, obviously Setnor, Cooper. I'd like to see Sharples get that call, to be honest, as well. She's played absolutely fantastic. But
that'd be interesting. Ooh, I like that a lot, dude.
I like it.
More Kayla Sharples. I don't hate that at all. She's just a monster. And, in games, you're not really watching defenders, especially when you're such an offensive powerhouse of a team. You're not really paying attention to your defenders, but Kayla makes sure you pay attention to her. She's a monster, dude.
She does the small things really well, and she does the big things really well.
Big time. Down here in the 40th minute, I'm like, man, I need Chewinga to get a goal. All right, because I think Esther Gonzalez scored Friday night. And so we need Chewinga to keep pace. She's about to do it. But no, she did the next best thing and earned a penalty kick, which was exciting and dramatic all on its own. I want to say that this, I don't think the player did not touch Chewinga. Not really. But it's like the act of going to the ground like that anyways and not getting the ball. It's still a foul. Sometimes you don't have to make contact with them to be a foul. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? It's kind of stupid and
yeah. I mean, it kind of like scissor.
Yeah,
kind of scissor kicked her legs a little bit. Like, it did not allow her to continue to make a play, which in essence is a foul.
Yeah, precisely. And then some more drama happened where Michelle Cooper was going to take this penalty kick. And I'm like, this is new. This is new. Did she forget that Lowe was on the field? Or did Lowe finally say, "Hold on, give me that ball, child. Like I'm taking this kick." What do you think went into that decision?
I mean, Lowe is the DK taker of this team. Like, make no mistakes. I think she's only missed one the last couple of years, so nobody should be taking maybe she was just holding the ball for her. I don't know. Just I don't know. I don't know if it's just waiting for her to come and take it, or just if she wasn't, she was gonna give it a try. But I mean, you cannot have a better PK taker than Lowe, though, man.
No,
even
dude,
though the keeper jumped the right way, she just got a hand on it. Yeah.
Okay. It was going top shelf like that. Most people just go low and hard with the shot, so as not to like hit the crossbar or blast it over. But Lowe just so confident, does these all the time apparently, and is just very confident in making this 2-0 at the half, and I'm feeling great.
Yeah, absolutely. You have 2-0 at the half. They're gonna try and press to come back. They're battling the playoffs. Like, they're trying to make it in the playoffs here. So, they're going to just throw everything out there and try to, just attack. And that's when we counter the best. We have them right where we want.
I mean, North Carolina's sitting three points out of the playoffs. I mean, this would have been a crucial, even a road point of a draw. You know what I mean? Like, they needed something out of this. But it was not to be, because you're playing KC Current. You know what I mean? Second half, though, I mean, definitely not as exciting as the first. I mean, it was kind of boring, was it not?
I mean, there's a couple good chances. Chwinga hit the post. I thought she was going to get one there, but she hit the post. I mean, damn near broke the post. I think it was a rocket. But yeah, kind of like I said, there's not a whole lot, man. We just kind of kept possession, locked it down.
Lowe did hit the crossbar at one point. Big shot out front, right?
Yep. Little Roger-esque, right? Just took a blast.
Little Roger-esque. We controlled this game. Bottom line, we controlled it. We made sure it was on our turf, our field, our fans. We weren't going to give you anything, man. I mean, our 4 defenders in the second half, we had a 2-goal lead, man. They weren't doing many overlapping runs to go get another goal because it wasn't necessary. You want to go risk a hamstring strain to go beat the 11th place team or whatever they are. It's not necessary.
No. What's the point of going up early and having the quality on your team if you're gonna keep them on the field going into the 90th?
This is that luxury, man. If you want to score 2 or 3 goals in the first half, then practice your defense and your passing and your possessions, no fouls, and celebrate in the locker room. Rinse, repeat.
Get out healthy.
Absolutely, dude. And they tried. North Carolina tried to like pass it around and try to infiltrate this defense, but we would just step in and intercept it. And then off to the races. There goes Allie Centenor, and then Michelle Cooper sprinting down the side. And we weren't going to let them have nothing good.
No, absolutely. I mean, it was domination from beginning to end. Like, they didn't really, they just didn't have anything.
But then it's something you don't want to see. What we just mentioned, when Michelle Cooper did that run late in the game, then she had to get in downward dog and start stretching out her calves. It's like, because we're overexerting when we don't need to. We didn't need a goal, and now your calves blown.
Chwinga came off later in like the 78th. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I don't want to see. So
yeah. Let's take our second break real fast, and we'll be right back and keep chatting with you. Stay right there.
What's up, guys? I'm BJ Kissel, founder and CEO of KC Sports Network, and I'm here to talk to Kansas City businesses. If you rely on technology, you need an IT support team that's not just another vendor, but a true IT partner. That's how I want to introduce you to my friend and neighbor, KJ Miller. He is a VCIO at ThrottleNet, the Midwest's highest rated and most reviewed IT support company. They've been in business for more than 25 years, helping companies stay secure, productive, and ahead of the curve. They aren't just IT support, but they provide data security, IT strategy, and cloud software services. They do it all, and their reviews show they do it better than anyone else. So if you want to hear about how ThrottleNet can help your local business, join the conversation with myself, KJ Miller from ThrottleNet, and our resident genius from KC Sports Network when it comes to IT, at least as he's affectionately known by us, Mr. Craig Stout. Click the link in the description to hear how ThrottleNet can help you.
So, KC Current still sitting at the top of the standings with just 2 losses and a draw to their name, man. What a time this is, dude. No other team even has double-digit wins like we do yet, and we're at 15. And Washington's still sitting at 9. Isn't that wild?
It's kind of hard to, just realize how good they are. Just every game they've either been in it or have absolutely dominated. They dominate at home, they go away, and they play really well. We just avenged, our first loss of the year against North Carolina and did it pretty handedly. And you knew that was something they were probably going to take into that second half, right? Like the first game, they were up until the very, very end and they lost. So you knew they're going to focus on possession defense for the second half of that game. But like you said, 14 points ahead, 8 games remaining for the Shield. The goal difference is positive 26. Spirit have a positive 4. Like I don't, without looking back historically, it's hard to think that this is not the most dominant team we've had in the regular season.
Well, and now we got to go west Saturday night to Bay FC, who's sitting at 12th place. This should be a no-brainer. Ass kicking. Like, I hope.
They just played last night. Or Monday night.
True, they had a Monday game, yeah.
They had a Monday game and lost to Angel City.
That's right.
So
they will be on 1 less day of rest than we will be, or no, two less days of rest.
2 less days. We'll be traveling. Kind of helps balance that out. But yeah, 2 days less.
Makes sense. This is exciting, In WSL After Dark, man. 9 p.m. I think CPKC is doing a little watch party. I think season ticket members, if you claim your tickets, you can go out there and they'll have it on the big screen and everything. Probably sell you beer and snacks and all that stuff. So, you going out there?
I am not. I wish I lived a little closer. Both of us, it's quite the commute to do some of those little fun things that are, if you live in the area, I would take advantage of quite a bit of that stuff.
Something to consider for sure.
Yeah.
Barring no surprises here, man, I don't see any reason that we can't get the job done here at Bay FC.
Yeah, they're very just kind of average or below average in a lot of different, facets. You take a look at their FOTMOB rating, the Current are number 1. Obviously, Bay is 12th. They are 11th in goals per match. Let's see here. 8th in goals conceded. Their attack is just kind of average or mid. There's really nothing they offer that we have not seen over the last few games. So, like you said, unless there's something crazy, we should win. And then, just kind of quick shout out to our defense here. The last time we gave up a XG against was a 1.1 against Louisville in June. Wow. Every game after that has had a below a 1.0 XG against. So,
damn,
defense travels too.
Did you know? So we equaled Orlando's record, by the way, of being the fastest team to secure a playoff berth with 8 games remaining in the season.
Okay.
Did you know that? So now Orlando and KC have both done it, secured the playoffs with 8 games remaining, which is pretty massive. To think we, with one less loss, we could have done it already,
That kind of stings a little bit, but I mean, we're probably going to smash the record for points, I would think, in a regular season.
We've collected 46. Record is 15-2-1. It's
Orlando had 60 last year. 60 points.
Okay. So let's say we need 15 points out of 8 games.
24. 15 points out of 24.
It's pretty possible. Wow. Cool. I'm getting excited, man. Postseason's so far away, and I'm ready for it, but I just you gotta be careful getting there. You gotta be careful and take care of everyone's legs, take care of everyone's bodies, and while also staying true to form.
Yeah, just I like when Vlatko he does such a good job of creating a lineup that stays true to who they are, but simultaneously gets new players in. I would like to see that continue. There's no reason why we shouldn't get some more, Rocky Rodriguez, get some, Mace, some Ball, some Gabby Robinson, get some playing time. I'd like to get Claire Hutton a little bit of rest just because her young legs have been pretty much playing every minute. But I hope he continues that kind of creativity in the lineups. Just getting everybody involved. You don't want to have anybody who's just, on the side, just not really mentally in it, right? Nobody wants that.
And before we go much further about playoff stuff and news around the league, I do have a little write-up from Chip with some numbers that you or I might have missed and a look ahead towards Bay and some stuff around the league. So here's what he said. Just as the sun rises in the east, the Kansas City Current get another victory. The Current managed to hold the Courage scoreless to extend the shutout streak to 6 games in a row, which is an insane statistic. But it's also the first match since April 19th where a forward did not score a goal for the Current. Interesting. Let's discuss. The Current and Courage combined for 23 shots all game, with 12 of those coming from the Current. The interesting thing to me is that of all 23 shots, only 4 were on target between both teams, 2 each. The game ended with only 1.3 XG for the Current and 0.7 XG for the Courage, but to get 0.7 XG on 11 shots is a bit wild, putting them at an average of 0.06 XG per shot the entire game. But given that, of their 11 shots, 6 were off target and 3 were blocked, the back 4 really kept the Courage attack at bay. The Current ended the match at only 1.3 XG, but remember that one of those shots was a penalty, which is 0.73 XG. So remove that, and you're only sitting at 0.55 XG for the Current, which runs out to just below 0.05 XG per shot. It's not good if you guys are keeping track here. For a team which has the highest goal differential in the entire league at plus 26, and the second highest is just plus 9, being held that low on the XG spectrum and not getting some good shots is curious to me. But we did see Izzy Rodriguez with her first goal of the season on a 0.01 XG ball into the back of the net. Holy shit. That's damn near impossible. This weekend also saw a good number of interesting matches, including Utah beating Portland at Portland and Gotham beating Orlando at Orlando. The Washington Spirit play later today, as Chip is writing this, so they might be closing the gap as they take on Chicago, but the Current have a 15-point lead on second place and have clinched their spot in the playoffs, only 68% the way through the season, which is insane. Spoiler alert, Washington tied with Chicago, 1-1. The Current have 18 matches played out of a 26-match season, so there is plenty of time for more things to happen in the rest of the table, but the trajectory of the Current is skyrocketing, and we don't really show signs of slowing. In the coming weeks, we do have some interesting matches, like Washington, Seattle, and San Diego, but the current span of the table between 2nd and 7th place is only 5 points. There's still a lot of soccer left in the season, so a lot can happen. Next up, the Current head to Bay FC next Saturday. Bay is currently at 0.4 points per game in their last 5 matches, the lowest in NWSL, compared to the KC Current's 2.6 points per game in their last 5. This is KC's 8-0-2 away record versus Bay's 3-2-4 home record. But Kansas City coming in with 1.7 goals scored per match while away, second highest in the league behind Seattle, compared to Bay FC's 1.22 goals allowed per game while at home. We'll see what happens. For now, I turn it over to Dan and Chris. Given that we've clinched the playoffs and have a decently commanding lead of the table, do you think we should be going for the jugular a lot more and just running up the table? Or would you rather us sit some of our starters and get some more time for players which might not see the field as much? Well, thank you, Chip, for all that. You posed some good questions. I don't think we should sit anybody. If people are healthy, then you rock them. You get them, dude. You go. But if there's someone who has a knock but could go, you don't go. If you got a little something bothering you and you can absolutely play the game, don't play. I want people that are just very physically ready to go. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it's one of those game time decisions. If we're up 2-0 in the 70th, yeah, let's take out Dabinia. We'll take out Cooper. But if, it's 0-0 and it's in the, 80th minute, I don't want to take anybody out unless it's a needed sub. I want to keep the form. I want Vlatko to keep, tinkering here and there, try and find the best fit going into the playoffs. But I don't want that mentality of just taking your foot off the gas to creep in. To me, it's a mentality thing. I just don't want. We are balls to the wall, attack. We got great defenders behind us, which allows us to always get forward and press. I don't want us to change our mentality at all.
Dude, this is a game that is all about form. And if you change your form, bad things can happen. Why wouldn't you want to keep doing what you've been doing all year? Keep the consistency with the group right into the playoffs, man. And there is no bye game. There's no reward for getting first place in the league. You don't get a week off to rest. You go right into it. So form is very important, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be curious. But, for me, it's been a while since we've had a game that actually meant something in terms of, you lose and you're done, right? We have been so far ahead for so long. None of these games has been really consequential. We could lose the next 3. Granted, we don't want to do that, but we could, and we're going to be in the same spot.
Every team has a slump, and I keep wondering when ours is coming.
Yeah.
And I would hate for that to happen now, because with 8 games left in the season, you don't want to slump, dude. You want to go in strong. So I wish our slump already came. So I'm a little nervous in that point.
Maybe it did when we lost those 2 games earlier. I don't know.
Well, that's a good point. Yeah, when things were a little weird.
Had a couple of injuries there. So far, everybody's fairly healthy. I'll tell you what, though, when we actually have a playoff game and you lose and you go home, I'm going to be an absolute wreck. I'm going to be a nervous wreck because we haven't had to really stress about anything.
I know. And hopefully we lock down home field advantage, man. It's leaning that way. I'd be happy to be at those games. I just, dude, with Lorena between the sticks and our defense right now firing on all cylinders, you might have Gabby Robinson back in the next game for a little bit, now that she'll be back from red card suspension. But Lorena, league leading 10th regular season clean sheet. And that's tied for the NWSL record for the fastest goalkeeper to reach double-digit shutouts. It's insane, man. Absolutely insane. Not to mention, the 15th win of the season. We're just one behind the franchise record of 16 from last year. We just got to win 2 more games and we break our own franchise record.
Jeez. Presumably, and we're better at home than away. And we have 5 home games remaining or something like that. So it's all set up, right? It's set up for us to continue to smash records. It's set up for us to go to California for the championship. Just got to go out there and execute.
This trip this weekend is just a scouting trip to go scout our championship location. That's so cocky. That is the douchiest thing I have ever said.
If we don't make it, that's going to be something somebody can clip and just replay and replay and replay.
I will say, Bay is good for about a goal every match. They will score. I kind of think they'll score. So we need to get a couple. We need to get a couple road goals here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And Sharples, she'll want to lock that defense down too. So maybe she'll want to get a road goal at Bay,
Oh, why wouldn't she? Because that's where she came to us from, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's a little bit of, just added motivation for her, I hope there, but when no matter how you look at it, through the numbers, through the data, through your, the eye test, we should win this game. We should come away with 3 points.
100%. Some stuff around the league, man. There's some draws again. Louisville drew Houston Dash this week. Seattle drew San Diego in a scoreless draw. Washington drew Chicago. As you mentioned earlier, Angel City did beat Bay. Utah beat Portland, which is crazy, at Portland. And Gotham beat Orlando at Orlando. But looking forward to this weekend, starts Friday with Louisville hosting Portland. Then North Carolina hosts Utah, who's going to be flying high with their little victory. They got to be feeling good there. Then we're the late game on Saturday. Sunday, I'm trying to look at games that would be interesting to watch. If since since Casey Curran doesn't play Sunday. And I just don't see a good matchup. I guess I would have to pick Washington or Seattle, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, for me, any game Washington is playing has got to be a must watch, because I'm just hoping for them to, get as few points as possible.
Yeah, we'd like for them to drop off. I'd love to see that little fight for the rest of the playoffs just really be crazy, because it's not many points separate those teams right now, so that we could see a lot of my favorite thing is when like leagues do graphics over the year, and it's like the teams are tracked through like what place they're in and shit like that. And I think we're going to see a lot of that movement here towards the end in like a little line graph with seeding.
Yeah. You're going to see spots 8 through 4 just kind of swap and go up and down.
Yeah. And 9, maybe jumping in and then jumping out. Like,
yeah.
It's exciting stuff. But we're on Ion Saturday night, 9:00. Anything else to talk on that?
No, it's going to be a late one. I might need some caffeine or something to stay awake. But
yeah, get your naps in, watch your college football.
No, other than that, I think I'm good.
Right on, man.
Yeah, when does KU play? Missouri? What day is that?
I want to say it's like a 2:30 on a Saturday, right? That probably feels right if I'm looking at my calendar. Yep, 2:30, Columbia, Missouri. Our producer Nick will be there. Very exciting for him. As always, hit us up on the socials at No Other Pod, at Dan Kooser, at Chris Wright 21. Leave us the reviews, all the ratings that you can. Tell your friends about us. Be like, hey, I know these two hunks who talk women's soccer. Would love to watch them. And you can email us, nootherpod@gmail.com as well. So for Christopher Wright, I'm Daniel Kooser. We'll see you next week. Hopefully for another victory pod. We love you. Bye-bye.